John Parrillo here. Today Heather says we're going to call this segment Chiseled Chest. So we're going to talk about our bench press, how it relates to our pecs. Okay, so let's do a quick little bit of anatomy on your pectorials. Your pec, of course, moves this arm bone, your upper arm bone, forward like this. Now there's two parts. There's a clavicular part, which ties into the clavicle, and the sternal part that ties into the sternum. We'll call these upper pecs and lower pecs just to make it easy. All right, so you basically you see those guys with that perfect athletic chest, and then you see the guys that are fairly well built, but they seem to have a real shallow upper chest, and they just don't have that athletic look. I'll try to tell you how to get that and what the differences are here. All right, so when you're doing your bench press, and I call this basically two different types of bench pressures. One's a delt bencher because he pushes through with his delts, and the other one's a pec bencher because he keeps the leverage on the full pectoral, both upper and lower pec. How can you tell which type of bencher you are and how you work your chest? Put your hand on your pectoral muscle and your shoulder here, and then push forward as you're going to bench press. If you start out and push your shoulder forward, then you're a delt bencher. Okay, so you'll end up, you start the leverage on the lower pec, and as you push up, the shoulder rides up, and then all the leverage moves on to the front delt, so you really don't work the upper pec that much. Okay, then you have your pec bencher. Now he keeps his shoulder down. When he pushes through, the shoulders stay down and back, and he pushes through. And if you do this and put your hand under, you're going to feel your whole pec, both upper and lower pec, work, and he keeps the leverage there. And actually, the delt isn't even, when you lock it out, is flexed, but it's not as hard as the upper pec. So the nice thing about that, if you want that athletic look in your chest, if you want your sternum to come out, your pec minor, which lies under your pec major, ties your shoulder into your third, fourth, fifth, and some people, their sixth ribs. And when you push like that, it pulls your sternum up, and over a year, 2 years, 3 years of benching, your sternum comes out and you get that nice big athletic chest. Let me show you what that looks like. Now the delts benchers, usually somebody has told them to keep their feet up on the bench, and of course these weights are for just demonstration purposes only. You know, I bench a huge amount of weight. Okay, so the delt bencher will push like this, and then he'll flatten out and push with his shoulders at the top. Okay, now I got a hard time benching like this, or he'll push his shoulders up at the top. The pec bencher drops his shoulders under, keeps the leverage on the pec, pushes his sternum up, and you see the difference there? Pec bencher, delt bencher. Okay, the shoulders come up, all the leverage goes on the delt. So if you want that nice big chest, you want the sternum to come out, you want that athletic looking chest, try to keep the leverage on the pecs by holding your shoulders down and back with your pec minors, lower lats, and actually your serratus anterior, and push your sternum up when you bench, and you get that nice big athletic chest.